Nice to see you. Hopefully you are now noticing how the system is coming together. We can start our offense with a lateral dribble, then go to a hook shot, or a carry, or a bounce dribble. And then from there we have our options. And the option that we are covering today is the power shot. This is actually going to be part one of the power shot, as there are a few different varieties. But for today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the side flip power shot. The power shot is one of the true fundamental shots of the game, being prioritized for many players over the years, including Squishy Muffins. However, the side flip power shot can come in a multitude of ways, and today we're going to be focusing on the main two. The first method of the power shot is to side flip into the ball as it rises off the bounce. This is how to truly achieve dangerous shots. Extremely powerful, and as it's a side flip, it allows great recovery. The second method is as the balls fall in, we will do the same technique. Although this is not as powerful, this contains a rhythm break, as most players do not expect people to shoot as the shot is falling. And although the last two packs have been bouncing the ball forward, generally that's not the exact method to bounce dribble. Yes, it's good for the air dribble and for fakes. However, most of that training was to understand the timing and the feel of bounce dribbling. In game, the bounce dribble is primarily used on the wings and tends to be done by using the front corner of the car or the front side to bounce it up. And that will be today's focus. Okay, so let's focus on the first method right away. We're going to bounce dribble down the wing, either left or right, whichever wing you're down, and then you side flip to the opposite side when taking the shot. For example, if we bounce dribble down the right hand wing, we would then side flip as the ball starts to bounce up to the left hand side. For maximum power, we are trying to hit the ball just as it bounces off the ground. So we can take that upward momentum and use that to get to the top area of the net. With practice and understanding of timing and positioning, you will be able to choose where you put the ball, either front post, middle, or far post. At the lower ranks, you can just put this pretty much anywhere on target and it's going to be a goal due to the speed of it, as you should be able to crack these shots out at around 100 kilometers per hour plus. So they will be very hard for defenders to react to. As you get into the higher ranks, you will need to vary the location of the shot to keep the defender guessing. So when would you use this technique? I asked Ray that exact question and he said one of the only times you don't want to use a power shot actually is when the defender is challenging you from front post, also known as the ball chase challenge. Other than that, power shots are viable when the goalie is sitting in net and when the goalie is shadow into net. But the only time it's not viable is when they are challenging from goal side. And what this can do, if you keep smashing on power shots like this, it will actually prevent the defender from challenging early because they will be scared that you're just going to shoot it over the top of them. Now for the second method. Well, it's exactly the same when it comes to the bounce dribble on the wing and the same side flip. However, it's how we are timing this. We are now aiming to hit the ball on the front of our bonnet as it's falling down. In fact, if the momentum's correct, you can actually get a surprisingly high amount of power on these, but even more important, it's extremely difficult for the defender to read. It isn't going to be as powerful as the previous method, but it's very hard to read. It's a very unexpected shot. This is especially useful if you've done some power shots from the bounce earlier on in the game, and that way it will act as a rhythm break. These shots can both be used anytime you have a bounce dribble, anytime you're feeling comfortable, you feel like the game is giving you a bounce dribble by the spacing of the defender. If the defender is playing well and they have got good spacing and they are shadowing, then a power shot is probably how you will look to play it. Back them down, keep bouncing it to see how far you can push them back, and then go for a power shot. And later on, this will allow you to change things up. Maybe you'll back them down and then catch it, then go for a 50-50 fake. And this will all become apparent later on when we do the Rocket League theory and understanding of the game and strategy. But for now, incorporate it anytime the defender is actually in a good position. So let's get on to the fun stuff, the training pack. So here we go. Obviously the code will be at the top, and there's two phases of this. As you'll see, that's set phase one. The first phase is to hit the ball as the ball is bouncing up from the ground. So So what we're looking to do here is take a dribble and then straight into the power shot, because that is so game specific. That is exactly what you can do in game. And here we're a little bit further back, so you might take two, back them down, and then power shot. And you see, I'm just clipping the ball as it comes off the bounce. We're just going to rifle through these now, guys. Bounce dribble, hit it. And it may not look particularly fast, but trust me, when you're in a game, those are surprisingly hard to save. Now, personally, myself, I do find it harder to hit power shots with the Fennec, and I don't know why. I find it a lot easier to do this with an Octane. I cannot explain why. After all, they are the same hitbox, but it's probably just because I need more practice in the Fennec, to be honest with you. So with this one now, we're looking to take it to the opposite side, give yourself some space, keep that bounce dribble going, and then rifle off a shot. Same with this one, we're going to dribble it, bounce dribble it, so we get our bounce dribble, and now we get to use the side of our car, as you can see there, and then power shot. It's all about the drills, and look at this again. We're going straight from that. Hook shot, no. Bounce dribble, yes. Power shot, yes. So we're using that lateral dribble, that first thing we ever learned, to now set up another offensive system, the blue belt. It's unbelievable, the bounce dribble. Okay, now we've got phase 2. Now watch the difference here. Same thing, I'm going to bounce it. Maybe I need 2 bounces for this one, because I'm going to hit it on the way down. It won't be as powerful, but it is deceptive. You don't always need, it's kind of like knocking someone out. You don't always have to hit him hard, you just have to hit him when they don't expect it. Same with this. Couple of bounces. And then as it falls, I'm just going to do a side flip. So it like bounces off the top of my bonnet. You see again, bounce dribble. And as it falls, side flip, so it hits the bonnet. Off one dribble that time, feel a bit more confident on that side. But this is so hard for the defenders to read, because they just don't know what's going on. You got loads of little fakes coming in, micro fakes, without even knowing you're doing it, because of the micro adjustments you need to get that shot on target. You see, look, little fake there, I'm going wide and then come in. It's so hard to read when the shots actually come in. And this move is especially good for 2s. This is probably how I get the majority of my goals in 2s, to be fair. Bounce dribble power shots. It is in 1s as well, in all honesty, but in 2s, when you really feel comfortable, you can just start blasting shots on. This is such an easy way to score. Sometimes it'll be a lower bounce, but you can still do the same effort. Hit on the way down. There we go, lateral dribble, bounce dribble. Boom, there it is. Skewing it off the top of the car. Last shot, same thing. We're going to go lateral. Get the bounce. Get the bounce again. It's falling. Oh, and look at that. You can get that excellent lift at the end. All right, guys. Twice a day. Let's get 100% on this one. This one is hard. This one is very hard. But this, again, bread and butter, baby. I can't say it enough. The fundamentals. This is what will take you all the way. You'll never stop doing this. The footage I showed you earlier was O'Khalid, #1 ranked 1v1 player of all time. He still does it now. You always need your fundamentals. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Peace.